Welcome back to Wisconsin Family. We are here at Prairie Land Towing here in Sun Prairie. It's a little bit chilly, but the sun is warm, so I'm hoping that sun moves in
I'll
a
take
little
it.
bit.
Take it.
If you're interested or have any interest in antiques, you'll want to stick around for this segment. We're joined now by Stefan Osdene, who is the owner of Cambridge Gold and Antiques. How are you, Stefan?
Doing great. Thanks for having me on the show today.
So let's start off by tell viewers a little bit about your shop.
Yeah, I started Cambridge Gold and Antiques about 6 months ago. It's the evolution of a business I've been running for the past 10 or 15 years.
Sure.
In fact, and it's a full-service antique store, but there's a very strong specialty in vintage wristwatches,
Sure.
old fountain pens, gold, silver, things like that, as well as antique signs like this nice 1950s Royal Crown Cola sign down there,
Yeah.
and also antique electric fans, which I personally collect.
Wow.
So-
Yeah, I've seen some pictures of your place, and you have quite a few of these.
Oh,
inside.
yeah. I mean, this is an Emerson from 1903, and it still works, which is
Okay.
amazing to think, 114 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
That's really neat. So, Stefan, your specialty then is the fans and watches?
Well, fans and watches are my two biggest passions. I sell anything and everything. I love to buy all sorts of different antiques, but those are the two areas that I've really focused on, as well as old Parker pens, which were
Parker,
made in
that's cool.
Janesville.
Janesville,
No
Wisconsin.
Yes.
kidding, no kidding.
Yeah, that's a classic 51, made in probably in the late 40s to early 50s on this example.
And I'm just amazed by these watches, because some of these watches, I mean, they still look new. I mean, if I would get this out of the box, I would assume that this is a brand new watch.
Yeah, well, you know what? That watch is actually 44 years old,
Wow.
give or take.
Wow, and it's a real Rolex, too.
Yes, yeah, it's a 1973 GMT2 Master. So
Wow.
I'm always out looking to buy. So if you have things you want to sell, I do free appraisals.
Nice.
And I can help you evaluate a collection. I can help you disperse a collection.
That's
and I'm
cool.
always after new pieces for my own
Sure.
collection as well.
Sure. Now, you were recently featured on the TV show American Pickers.
Yeah, that was a fun.
Yeah, tell us a little bit
opportunity.
about that.
All right, well, it actually happened a few years ago. My wife saw that the Pickers were coming to town, and I said, well, I had to try for this, and so I went through 3 rounds of interviews. They sent out 3 different scouts, and they said, well, you know, you've got a really odd collection, old electric fans. That might make a good segment. And so June of 2015, we filmed, and I think it came out 3 or 4 months later, and
Okay.
then they even called me back to ask for advice on old electric motors.
That's
So
cool.
It was kind of
That's
fun.
cool.
What a fun experience.
Oh, it was a blast.
So, Stefan, I bet everybody's got something at home. They're kind of curious what it's worth. And you
Yeah.
mentioned you do free appraisals.
Oh, yes,
Can you
definitely.
tell us how that works?
Well, I'm typically only open by chance for appointments since I'm out buying, and a lot of my business is online. But you set up an appointment with me. You call me at the number that you guys are going to provide, which is 607-339-1212. You give me a call, and I will make sure that I'm at the shop, or I can come to your house. I'll take a look at the item. I'll try to find comps on what it would have sold for, similar pieces, and tell you a little bit about the history, and probably make an offer too.
That's always fun to hear the history part.
But I can also do free verbal appraisals, and I will do written appraisals for a small fee.
That's
So
cool.
for insurance purposes, if you need some help, I'm here.
That's good to know, too.
And we've talked a little bit, outside the show. You have kind of a background in art and art history. And so
Yeah.
forth. That's kind of helped develop your eye, so to
A
speak.
little bit, yeah. I did my PhD in art history at UW-Madison. Finished that up in 2014.
Dr. Osdene.
Well, yeah, but I'm a doctor of junk. That's what I like to say. I'm a doctor of junk.
I love it. I love
To
it.
philosophize about junk. So
So, obviously we're on the show Wisconsin Family. So how can families, discuss how you can help families evaluate and sell their heirlooms? And so forth.
yeah. I mean, I think it kind of ties into the whole free appraisal thing. You can bring items, or I can come to your house and I can help you understand what you have, as well as the historical importance. I mean, there may be a piece that your great-great-grandmother had that you want to pass down to the next generation. Well, I can help research the piece, write up a little blurb, not just for insurance purposes, but for the family. So there's like a real tangible interaction with history, and I can
Yeah.
provide that. Plus, it's always cool to bring families into a shop and see things from the past
Yeah.
that maybe they wouldn't normally see.
Sure.
We're usually open Saturdays, which is, of course, a big day for family outings. And
Sure, yeah.
We're right on Highway 12 in Cambridge, so
Very cool. So as you're passing through, stop on by.
Please,
Makes me
please.
think of when someone's got some little trinket, they don't know the value.
Yes.
And the fun times when it's the wow factor of, wow, it's
Yeah.
really worth, so much more than they maybe had
Right.
ever
I mean, some of these
anticipated.
things. I mean, this little Rolex watch here. I mean, about worth around $7,500 to $8,000.
Oh my goodness.
So if you have your grandfather's Rolex sitting in a drawer, bring it on by.
Yeah.
I help you. And there's some that are worth $100,000 and $200,000. So
Ooh,
you may
okay.
be sitting on one of those, and I'd be very happy to see you if you are.
We only have about 30 seconds left. Just briefly, you do repairs too?
I can help get these repaired. I have a source. I have numbers of sources of people who can work on watches. I can repair fans myself, but I don't usually have the time. I love working on fans, and I have a whole variety of parts. So these I can restore myself. But
Real quick before we go, I'm just curious, what's the farthest you will travel to source inventory?
well, that's a tough question because sometimes it's inventory, sometimes it's items from my own collection. But I drove all the way out to Montana last summer to get a piece.
Stefan
Western
Osdene from
Montana.
Cambridge Gold and Antiques, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey,
Thanks
thank
for the
you.
education. We'll be right back with more Wisconsin Family after the break.